Hey, what's going on? What's going on, man? This is boy OG, and we're here with another episode of the Live Gemz podcast, man. We out here.
Yes, sir.
And as you can tell, man, we got the beautiful Pink with us today.
Yes, sir.
What's going on? How you doing, man? How y'all doing?
What's up, man?
Good,
How you good? I ain't gonna. I would give you that, but I don't want to reach across.
Reach across.
You know.
Hey, man.
Back.
Yeah, you
Hey.
know word.
It's all good. Hey, it's good to have you on.
Thank
on
you.
the
Thank
episode.
you for
It's
having me.
amazing. How you doing, Glenn?
I mean, I'm just chilling, man.
Just
You
chilling?
Yeah.
know, I guess they said Hollywood style, so I'm just chilling,
Yeah, man. But we have a lot for you guys this episode, man. It's gonna be a pretty fun episode, you know what I mean? And hope you guys enjoy.
Word up.
So what's going on, guys?
What's up, man?
Hey, not much.
What you been up to, man? How's your week going so far? I know
Pretty
it's
good,
Monday.
pretty good, man. I've been in the studio working. You know what I
Man,
mean?
you always
Just-
stay working.
You know how
bro.
I do.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You been getting any rest lately, man?
Rest.
Yeah.
What's that?
I don't know either, bro, because I'm tired in the motherfucker right now.
No, we don't get rest around here, man.
I feel you,
No
man.
sleep gang.
no sleep.
Right,
sleep.
right,
Gang at home.
right. So what's
I'm
up,
with it.
Pat?
Not much. I'm here.
Yeah, no
You know what I'm
doubt.
saying?
No doubt.
Thank y'all for having me. Appreciate
Oh,
you.
man.
Oh,
Thank
yeah.
you for...
Appreciate
Hold
you,
on, hold on,
Glenn.
hold on.
Thank y'all for
OG.
having you. No.
Hold on, where we at? We at the world famous what?
We
Yeah,
at
we
the
at
world
Patch-
famous, the
Patchwork.
legendary Patchwork
Oh, yeah.
Recording Studios in
Word.
Atlanta, Georgia. If you don't know about that, you need to go ahead and just Google.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Patchwork, Patchwerk. You dig? We working. That's what we doing.
Word
Exactly.
up. Mm-hmm.
So Glenn, what's up with you, boy?
Man, like I said, working, like y'all said, working tired, man. But we gonna do this, man. Like,
Yeah.
I like working nonstop, man.
It's life. It's life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So let's get right into it, man. Cause we sitting right here with a female engineer. I hate to put a title on it, you know what I'm saying? Cause you're an engineer, but it's real. But you the first female engineer,
Yeah,
Patrick,
I'm
right?
definitely the first female engineer.
Word.
Probably not the first to enter the building, of course, because
Right,
there's
right,
been
right.
a lot of other interns that went through the program, but I was actually the first to actually successfully complete the program and
Right.
make it to staff engineer
Word.
here at Patchwork. So I'm really excited about being here, and
That's
I'm just
dope.
really grateful for the opportunity that they've given me.
Yeah, no doubt. So how's it feel to be a female engineer in this male-dominated, you know what I'm
It's
saying?
interesting.
industry? Word.
It's very interesting, but it's just like everything in the world. This is a man's
Yeah.
world. You know what I'm saying? So as a female, we just have to find our place and basically work our angle the best way we can. Like
Yeah,
that's what we
yeah.
do.
A lot of people
In
don't be mad
life.
at you for that.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
know.
for real,
It is what it is.
But it is what it is, though.
You know, I mean, like anywhere you go, the women, we're always gonna be, having to work a little bit harder or step up a little bit more. But
Yeah.
that's life. And when you pick the role that you want to play, you know what game you're getting into.
Yeah.
You just gotta know how to play the game.
Yeah,
So-
for sure.
I just want to say, I'm super proud of Pink Noise. Like, I've been knowing her for like, what, 4 years now, something like that?
Probably a little bit longer than that, but yeah.
I seen her start from the bottom.
Hmm.
No, word up, when I tell you 100 from the bottom, I
Word
mean,
down
like,
there.
night she was like, yo, Glenn, I'll call you back doing homework. I can't talk right now. Like, and I understand it, but I seen this young lady start from the bottom to where she at now, and it's super amazing.
Yeah,
It's
it's
dope,
dope, man.
that she's and that she
Yeah.
finished and complete what she started. So
Thank
yo,
you.
Yeah, I
kudos to
remember.
you.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you.
I remember when y'all called me in Vegas. That's when I was living in
Yes.
Vegas, man. It was probably like, what, 2 or 3 years ago? 3 years ago,
Yeah.
something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
And you introduced me to her over the phone, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm about to go to school, go to Patchwork."
Yeah, you remember that?
Now
right?
she in this joint.
Yeah.
you know
And
what
the
I'm
crazy
saying?
thing is, I literally like had a plan for everything that I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I think that's the most important thing, regardless,
Yeah,
is just
yeah.
having a plan and sticking to it.
Yeah,
And we never really got a chance to do much, but
I know. Yeah.
you know, Tariq, you also very dope as well.
appreciate
You know what
it,
I'm saying?
man.
And for y'all that don't know, he's an engineer as well.
Appreciate that.
Super talented, and so getting an opportunity to meet him through Glenn was dope for me because he gave me a lot of gems before I even finished school that prepared me to come even to this internship. And I remember one of the things you told me was to be fast on my shortcut keys and to know
I don't
to
even
know
remember
the
shortcuts.
shortcut keys that
I
I'm
ain't
gonna
gonna lie, I ain't
need
good
for
at that shit.
tracking.
I'm not good at that shit.
You just
man.
gotta be a little
Shortcut
patient.
So
keys.
you're not.
And
Nah.
I took your advice and I really figured out my own workflow with the shortcut
Yeah.
keys that I want.
Cause people work fast.
And it's important.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it's
does.
mad
It
important,
save a
man.
lot of time.
And that's the thing nowadays. People want that fast.
Oh, they want
work.
that
Like
fast
turnaround.
work,
They
man.
want it quick.
Yeah, once they in the studio, they paying for their time. They
Yeah,
definitely want
right.
you to be able to be proficient and efficient
Yeah.
with their time. But that was one of the things that you told me that stuck with me.
Yeah, no
and I made
doubt.
sure to like figure out my workflow with the shortcut keys that I need and just
Right.
So I appreciate you for dropping
no
them
doubt.
gems on me
I
early.
don't remember saying that.
So is this something y'all was wanting to do?
Yeah, I actually, I've been doing music since I was probably 18, 19. I wrote my first song, and it was a remix to LL Cool J's Around the Way Girl. When I was in 6th grade, I was going to Winthrop Junior High in Brooklyn, New York, and we had a talent show. And I legit did Around the Way Boy. And I remixed it and wrote it myself and performed it. And I had like the whole little bamboo earrings, my Columbia jacket. Right. I was really from Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that was like my first time ever even playing around with music. And I was in 6th grade at the time. And since then, I had moved to Florida. And I used to do like the little ciphers in my junior high school, and I was like the freestyle female rapper. Like, you know what I'm saying? That was what I did in middle school. And so it's just been something that I always took as a hobby. And then when I turned 21, I started my first business, which was my own record label. It's called Central Booking Entertainment. And I had an artist signed to me and also like a producer.
Oh, okay.
And so that was my first venture into the music business, but I didn't know what I was doing.
Gotcha.
And so, like everyone else, when you don't know what you're doing and you don't have any plugs and you don't know anyone, I legit was just listening to what other people was telling me to do, spending money and just doing things that I really didn't need to do.
Right.
And so I spent a lot of time and money that was wasted nonetheless.
That's the crazy part about it. You be thinking things be so hard, like, oh my God, I can't do this, gotta do all this stuff. But you get in there, you realize, like, yo, it's not that serious.
And if I had, and honestly, back then, like I used to get in the studios, and my fascination was always with the board. Like every time I saw it, I was like, yo, how do they know what all these buttons do?
But you know what?
I think that's every
you figure it out. Everything does the same.
It does the same exact thing. It's super easy, but like when you don't know, so I always used to find myself sitting next to the engineer. Like that's always what I did. I sat next to the engineer. Always wanted to be like right behind the board. And even though at the time I knew how to rap and I was really into all of that, I didn't want to be in the booth. I wanted to be out here. So I realized that it was the creative process that I was really attracted to.
Right.
And that's what made me decide, okay, I want to engineer. But back then, I didn't know about engineering schools. Like this was in the 90s. I didn't know about engineering schools. I just thought, and most engineers at that time learned from another engineer.
Yeah, for sure.
You know. But they wasn't taking me serious as like a 21-year-old. You know, I'm this little girl in the studio. They like whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Now, do you get that now? Like,
a lot. I still get that to this day. Okay. To this day, you're gonna always get that because when people come into the studio and they see a female, they automatically assume that you're a guest.
Yeah.
And
are you like an intern or something like that?
Not even an intern. Most of the time, it's just like you're a guest. You're there for somebody. You hanging out. You chilling. That's typically what it is. And then when they do find out you work here, it's like, especially at Patchwork, it's like, okay, so you're gonna get the cookies. That's usually usually what it is. Like, so when the cookies coming out, but it's all good because that's the that's the process. That's the process here. So
I was doing that when I was working at the Palms. I was
really
working at the studio at the Palms. Yeah, I was a production assistant. Okay. I wasn't even an engineer. I couldn't even go in the studio rooms. You know what I'm saying? Unless they told me to come in there to get them something or something like that.
Exactly.
But I was basically just, a
doing
runner.
The errands and stuff.
Doing the runs.
See, that's the thing nowadays. A lot of people don't want to go through that process. They want that shit like right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's where you start at.
Like, you got to do that sometimes.
Yeah,
I mean, if it wasn't for my internship, I wouldn't know how to be a tracking engineer even after coming out of school.
Right.
Because you literally just learn.
School don't teach you much. Like, I mean, they give you a lot of information.
What they teach you the theory.
Yeah, they teach you the theory.
Exactly.
But the practical work you have to do on your own. Yeah. And if you figure it out on your own, chances are your workflow is just not going to be as efficient.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is definitely the type of game where you have to learn from somebody that's really good.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I learned from the engineers here.
Especially when it comes to techniques and stuff like that. Because I mean, you definitely can go to school for it. But it's after you get out of school, that's when the real work begins.
Exactly.
You know
I mean, that's when you really start to learn.
And then after that, I bet you, I'm like, video is never ending.
No, it's not. It's ongoing.
Always something to learn.
Because like, even when I'm like do the videographer thing, like I talk to G every day. I try to learn something new every day.
Yeah.
Whether it's on YouTube or something, I might call him up like, yo, G, how you do this? Do that. I mean, he's dope. He's dope in editing and everything. Like,
oh man,
and he been showing me some stuff already. Like, okay.
I'm definitely a YouTube junkie.
Oh yeah,
I literally sit there and watch all the engineer videos.
Oh yeah.
I've watched everybody's video on tricks
and
tips.
For real.
And
I can relate to that.
Watch
That's
Dave Pensado.
Yeah, he's super dope.
Pensado, yeah.
I watched Leslie Brathwaite because, of course, he's a patchwork legend.
Here, right?
He started out here at patchwork. He's not here anymore, but he definitely contributed to, like, a lot of the music that we love today and that we still listen to. Like, he did the whole Cardi B Invasion of Privacy mix, so that's dope. And he got all those, you know.
The thing I like about him is, like, he's real simple. He don't do a lot of, like, he do a lot of bussing and stuff like that, but he real simple with his engineering.
The thing about engineering that I've learned too is make it as least complicated as possible.
And that's his.
And you'll get the best sound.
For sure.
People just think you have to do all this extra stuff. You really don't. Our senior engineer here, Mike, like, he is a stickler for that. Like, he'll tell us, like, all this extra stuff when you tracking, you don't need that. Stop doing that. You know what I'm saying? Just get a clean sound.
Just get a clean sound.
You can do everything else after. Exactly. So, most of the dope records that you listen to, they're not over-processed and they don't have all this extra stuff going on. They're just nicely mixed because the vocals were captured correctly in the beginning.
Yeah, when I started out, man, like, I have, like, channel, like, plugins in every channel. It's like the track is not done till the whole thing is filled with plugins. You know what I'm saying?
And when I track, I don't have no plugins. I literally track with just my reverb, my because we actually use the hardware, so we go we actually have the compressor and the de-esser and the preamp right here. So when I track, it's just I just got a bus for my reverb and my delay. And that's it. Sure. And if I want to do a little effect or something on the ad lib, I'll throw that on that track and that's it. So it's really simple when you figure it out. It's when you get to the mix engineer stage, it gets a little more complicated at that point. That's when you have to really know the tricks. You know what I'm saying? Tricks, so
so in your experience of mixing, do you like using the outboard?
I've never used this room to mix on that board.
Oh, really?
Most of the mixing is done in the box.
In the box.
Yeah, because when once we track through, like, the preamp in here and the compressor and everything, it already sounds so dope that like everything else is just to add to it, to sauce up the track, do all the extra little things to it. But I do record at home too on my Apollo, so I do use the unison technology on there that I think is super dope because I just got a new interface the other day.
Which one?
You got a black?
The Apollo, but I wanted the talkback. I'm so stupid. I just bought the new one for the talkback. Like, I was like, I just want the talkback. So
you got the Apollo, the twin?
The twin. I got the twin duo. And so I
that
literally.
was one of my best investments for real.
It's dope because when I first got it, I never used it with the unison technology.
Oh man, you got it.
That is super dope.
Technology.
So what's the unison technology? Because I don't think I've used that.
It's how you record. Like, say for instance, you want to record with a reverb, right?
Okay.
But you don't want to record it. You can print it while you record, but if you just want the reverb, or if you singing or something, just to get that feel, you can record with the reverb on it. It's not going to record the actual reverb on the track.
Or you can use the preamps. They got the preamps in there.
I just started using those because you told me about it.
I'm messing with that manly voice box.
Manly?
I love that. I love that. So, and I love it on my voice. I haven't recorded anybody else with it just yet. But I'm just trying to figure it out right now.
That's my next question. So now that you're engineering, are you looking into getting more producing side of things too as well?
I mean, right now I'm actually doing a little bit more songwriting and stuff like that. I'm really just right now building relationships because as an engineer, like, some of the best ways to get into rooms, and I've learned this from some other dope engineers.
Can you please tell that to them? Like, what's the importance of relationships?
Relationships is everything, especially in this business. Like, your face card, the relationships that you build with other engineers and other artists is what's going to determine your future in this business. So
that's any business.
I'm just building right now.
And that's the thing with Atlanta. Atlanta's big, but
it's small.
It's very small.
The circle is small.
Very small.
So crazy, like,
when I say small, it's small.
It's like somebody's like everybody know everybody around.
Everybody.
Literally.
Business,
Literally. It's a 6 degrees of separation when it comes to music out here.
Facts.
And because of that, those relationships are important. So I'm working on really building my relationships. I don't want to work with everybody.
Yeah, for sure.
Right now I'm really focusing. I want to work with females. Like, I want to empower like the females, and I want females to come into the studio environment and feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, that's what I've been working on. I've been working with a lot of females lately, and I just really want to focus on a couple of artists and just kind of like crafting my sound with them. I don't really want to work with a lot of people just yet.
So has the experience been everything you thought it would be?
It's even been better, actually. I ain't gonna lie. And I hate to say this because it's gonna sound biased, but I think just even having my internship here at Patchwork, and I interned for like a year and a half, so like they really made sure that I knew what I was doing before they put me in the studio. You know what I'm saying? At least to the point where the clients are not gonna complain. They're gonna be happy with their recording, and so I really think the experience all depends on all of these things: where you go to school, internships, who you get to work with, and you know the studios that you work at. So I really kind of credit it to all of that stuff just kind of coming together right.
Word. That's dope.
Yeah.
Have you ever? This is my question. Have you ever had a client that you like you didn't want to like you was like, yo, this is whack, like, you know,
bro, this is engineer life, bro.
Right.
you know what I mean? Like, how do you handle them situations?
I mean,
where, like,
the thing about music is definitely subjective, right? So I guess everybody's gonna like. I feel like this: if you like it, and I can make it sound good, then I love it. Because I feel like if you can feel whatever you're doing, it doesn't matter how whack you might think it is. If you feeling it, somebody else is gonna feel it.
Yeah,
True.
Plus,
So
true. You really working for the client.
Yeah,
You know
I'm
what
working
saying?
for you,
Right,
so
yeah.
I'm here to make sure that
It's not
you
about-
like it more than I like
exactly.
it.
You know
Period.
what I mean?
You feel me?
Servicing the client, you know what I'm saying?
But you got some clients that they really bad at what they do, and they come and try to tell you what
And
to
that's
do.
cool. That's
Yeah,
cool because
that's
when I
cool,
give you
yeah.
what
I
you
can't stand
want,
those, bro.
Yeah,
I'm giving you what you want. You
Right,
feel
yeah.
me?
no, word up, yeah.
And
That's what it's really about.
I've honestly not had that many sessions that I've not enjoyed. I've been really fortunate, and I feel like it's just been like God's favor because He definitely puts me in the right sessions at the right time all the time.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know what I'm saying? Because I've not had any bad experiences here since
I
I've
mean, I
been
know
here.
for myself, I done had a couple of people want to do some videos. I'll be like, oh Jesus, like for real, you want me to do something with it? Okay, but like you said,
Yeah, I mean,
it's up to me to make the shit hot. Like,
Exactly.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Like,
Or just
it
give
can
them what they want.
give 'em
That's what I'm saying. Give them what they want. Like,
Give 'em
if
what
it
they
ain't,
want.
like, I'll
Make
be like,
them
okay.
happy, man, because that's really what you there to do.
And that's what I'm saying. That's when I
Exactly.
get a kicked off of. Like, as long as they happy, I'm good. Like,
good.
Exactly.
You satisfied, I'm satisfied. So yeah.
As long
I'm
as
feeling that.
You know, I know sometimes you be like, man, I don't want to put my name on that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got a couple projects I kind of keep my name away from. I ain't gonna lie.
But you know what? Sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes you have to
do
do
it.
that. You have to let the clients have their product.
Yeah.
It's not always our product.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because for me, like as an engineer, sometimes I want to do the most. Like I want a vocal coach while I'm engineering you. I want to do that, and it's so hard to resist from doing that because I'm creative as well.
Yeah.
But I realize, Pat, don't do that because you're not getting no publishing, no
Right,
nothing.
sure.
You
So
gotta
how
really.
Yeah, you ever had a situation when like you engineering and like they might have their people in there. They be like, yo, you think you can turn this now?
It's annoying.
I don't like
That's
that.
probably one of the most
worst.
annoying things.
Yeah, that's
But I've got a little trick for that. Like I'll track with headphones on. I learned that from another engineer.
okay.
You track with the headphones on, I can't hear nothing that's going on, and they looking at me, and I'm like,
I don't hear you, bro.
and I'm working. That's the only way I can stay
Yeah.
focused. Because when you have a room full of people all telling you what to do, it's
Yeah, that
super
shit is
distracting, and
distracting.
it's probably the worst thing for.
I
the
can't even
engineer.
like be if I'm making a beat or something. I don't really. It's not like I don't want to take people's opinions, but I have a certain process when I'm making beats,
Exactly.
and I don't want nobody telling me, "Hey man, you should put a snare right." Like, listen, man, like
I
this
hate
is
that.
my process right.
Yeah, that's
now.
that's
You
why I
gotta
stopped
do this.
engineering, bro. Like for other artists and stuff. It's just
Really?
it's too much, bro. Like I said, you coming to me to give you a service.
Yeah.
I know what I do. Don't tell me how to do my job.
And it's
Because
dope,
if you
like-
know how to do it, just go ahead and
It's
do
like
it
what
yourself.
you, it's like what you
But that's
said,
the
Pat.
crazy part.
You
That's
had your little tricks because like you got people like when shooting video, yo, you think you can give me that
Hey, that
panoramic
turn-
angle and
Do you know what that is?
come from
That's
this
it.
side?
know
Yeah,
what
I'll
they,
be
they don't
like-
know what they talking
Yeah,
about.
I'll be like,
anyway.
yeah, okay, I got you. Yeah, good
Right,
idea.
I got you. I got you. Look, I got you. That's
Yeah,
all.
no,
That's
bro.
all you
Yeah,
gotta
that's,
say.
I got you.
I
Yeah, that's
got
all you
you.
gotta say, and then they'll
Yeah, you
chill.
like, oh, bro, like, come
Like I
on,
got you, man. I got you.
I
don't
got
worry.
you.
I guess that's the beauty about, just like chasing your dream, you know what I'm saying? You deal with these stuff. Like, it's crazy, makes you annoying, but it actually makes you feel good at the end of the day.
Yeah,
you know
it
what I'm
does.
saying? You get past it,
Yeah.
you be like, you know what, that was cool, you know what I mean?
That's one of the greatest feelings, man. When somebody tell you, like, man, this shit sounds so good, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Man. Like, man, you just made me. That's a great feeling, man. You know what I'm saying? For
Yeah,
real.
I especially love when I'm working with a client and they come in and they don't know what they're gonna do. They just pull up some random beats, and then the energy is so right that they end up making like something really hot. And I love that. I like that. I like to build with the client, so I like when they come in and they do shit from scratch. I really like that.
So there's something I want to ask you before I forget. Actually, I just met you. How long? About 2 weeks?
3 weeks. No, actually, it's been like a month.
But
I thought y'all knew each other.
No.
It's like a month. No,
I probably told her about
He's
him.
been telling.
Okay.
Glenn been telling me about you.
That's crazy.
He been telling me. He been telling me for like a year or more.
That's
Almost about a year we've been talking about you. So like I feel like I know you, but you know what I'm saying.
That's dope.
what I noticed though, like since I met you, you always put emphasis on like females.
Yeah.
Females.
Yeah, you know why
I
I
want
do
to know
that?
like why, like why you always.
I do that because when I first like came to Atlanta and I tried to like break into the music scene, because I was a female, people didn't take me serious. You know what I'm saying, guys? And I know a lot of the people in this business right here that started out and they like super producers, super artists, they all the way at the top, and I knew them when they was first starting out. And when I was trying to get in the game, nobody wanted to share any gems with me. You know what I'm saying? It was like straight up and down, niggas just want to fuck. It is what it is.
Oh, yeah, it's true.
And me as a female, they be like, yo, come to the studio. I'm like, yo, you know, that's what I'm trying to do. They like, all right, come to the studio. So I'm thinking I'm going to come through and be interactive with what's going on. And it's like, that's not what it is at all. And I've had that happen so many times that I just kind of gave up on that. And that's when I decided I'm going to go back to school. Because I was like, you know what, fuck these niggas. I'm gonna go back to school and I'm gonna learn all this shit. And now I see these same niggas in this studio when they come in here for sessions, and they like
looking at you like,
damn,
you know what I'm
you
saying?
did that shit,
Right,
you
right,
legit.
You got that aura about you, like, don't play no games.
back
I
out.
try not to, but
Don't
niggas
even come at her like that,
niggas
yo.
still try me though.
They do?
They still try me all the time. Like they still try to play with me, but I will shut you down. I will shut you down. Like that's why I don't really have no problems when I'm here at work, because I'll shut you down all the way. Like I'm not with the bullshit. I don't really have time for that.
And that's the thing, so especially with females. I know y'all get worse. Like niggas, like you said, nigga, I'm trying to hit something. Like,
Yeah, you
whatever
know?
you can, whatever with the
We
butts.
always trying to hit something. boy.
And look,
It's like,
ain't
we always trying to hit
listen,
something.
ain't nothing wrong with that. That's what we
what we do,
men,
though.
we creatures. Like it is what it is. But I just hate the fact that like men are not as open to sharing the game with women, because I feel like they're intimidated that like a woman could probably do it better. Because I feel like a lot of the male engineers, I feel like the male engineers' biggest fear is like, you won't take my client because you're a female and you pretty and you have personality.
Of course.
And so like that's what they're afraid of.
I don't like that mentality though.
Yeah, that's
male
to
or
me, man.
female, I think it's
Yeah,
stupid.
like-
You know what I mean? Like, it don't matter what I teach you, bro. It's like what you do with it. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
about
Like,
what you
exactly
do with it.
right.
I like
Yeah.
whatever game I have, I'll give it away.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
like,
saying?
man, I ain't never
Plugins.
been
can
on
talk-
That's how I am.
give it all away.
I
don't
love
care.
to share
I don't keep
information.
secrets when it comes
Yeah,
to
I
that
love
stuff.
it.
I love to share
sharing
information. I feel like, what's the point of having this information if you can't empower nobody
Yeah,
with it? And
exactly.
especially if you got it and you're not even doing nothing major with it. It's like, yo, help somebody else.
And that's one of the things that brought us together, me, Tyreek, and O'Dane together. Like we all on the same.
We just read the past
Teach one,
information.
each one. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. No, but Glenn, you've been like that even from the first day I met Glenn. Glenn has always been like
That's
that.
how
He's
we
very
go.
supportive.
Glenn's shady though.
Nah, that's my homie. I love Glenn. Glenn is like one of the most solid people I know.
Official beef.
Right now.
That's why I'm even sitting here, because I don't do stuff like this. Like I don't even do, you know what I'm saying? I be liking to stay in the
That's how
back.
we all vibe. That's how we all
But
vibe.
Glenn,
And I feel
Glenn
like
is
the same.
solid. Glenn is
Glenn,
solid.
that's- yeah,
I
that's
fucks
the
with you,
homie.
Glenn. Glenn, you the homie. I fucks with you.
Yeah, you know, Glenn know he the homie.
You already know what time it is.
But yeah, man, I remember like it was like maybe 15 years ago. This dude tried to he did charge me. Remember American Musical Supply? Remember that magazine?
Yes.
So it was something that I wanted. And he was like, man, you can get it through this company called American Music. Well, he didn't tell me the name of the company. He just told me there's this company that you can pay monthly payments. They'll ship it to you. I was like, what's the name of the company? He actually charged me $30 to give me the name of the
That's
company.
crazy.
And I paid him.
Right, because you want the
Because I'm like,
information.
all right, this
I
is
hope
what
he's
I gotta
watching
do.
this.
And that's when it was like a magazine. You know what I'm
crazy.
saying?
okay.
Yeah, so I was like,
Charge you to
damn,
give
he
it.
charged me for the website. No, it was the website. And I
That's
paid
right.
Now
him.
this is a question
That's
for
foul,
like,
bro.
all three of y'all, like far as because you know you engineer too. Like far as how do y'all deal with far as the charging people? Like
Man, that's
Money,
tough.
you gotta
Always
talk. You
money
gotta
situation.
you gotta talk
because
money
I
up
find that
front.
kind of hard for me
Yeah.
sometimes.
Mhm.
Like when I'll be like, yo, what's your budget?
I'm still trying to figure out how much I charge folks.
I don't have no problem talking money, so y'all need me to talk money for y'all.
Yeah, I know you ain't got
Right.
Y'all call
I know
me
you
because
ain't got
I like to talk money first because I think it's important to get that out the way. Now, sometimes being like an engineer or being the person providing the service, it could be difficult to talk money with the client. You know what I'm saying? Because it could really interfere with the chemistry.
Chemistry for real. Gets
So I
personal a little
totally
bit.
agree with that.
Yeah.
So I think that in a lot of times it's good to have a manager or somebody that can help with your bookings and stuff like that. I always encourage that. And even for engineers, because I actually do that for a couple of engineers right now where I kind of handle like some of that stuff for them because it's just easier. You know what I'm saying? Because talking money with the artist, especially when the artist is paying out of their pocket for their sessions, it could really mess up the dynamics of the session. But you always got to discuss money up front before you start providing services because it gets shady. If you do something for free once, they're never going to want to pay you.
And that's one of the things I still struggle with too. I still struggle with this. Like coming up, you don't want to start charging. You don't know how much you charge. You don't want to run off the client. You feel like you're not there yet to charge a certain amount. You know what I mean? And I feel like I'm at a point where like I still have a little bit of issue with that. Like, okay, how much do I charge? Like, what do I charge for this?
Let me tell you what's fair market value. Whatever the client is willing to pay. Don't ever think that you're not worth this. It's what the client is willing to pay. So for me, and I know this might come off the wrong way for a lot of other engineers. They might be like, this bitch out here thinks she can charge niggas, and she don't even like she ain't okay. But my thing is this: I'm gonna put a value on my service. And if you fuck with me, you either gonna pay or you don't. And if you don't pay, it's another client out there that wants to work with me that's gonna pay.
That's how you weed out a bunch of bullshit.
Yes, you can weed out because you know what happens when you start underballing and you start charging this dude less than you're worth. And now the time to up your price, like when is it ever the right time to up your price on a client?
That's the thing, yeah.
And then you get stuck working for now you done mastered your craft and you can't charge this client what you're really worth because they're only gonna value you at what you originally.
Exactly.
It's real.
You feel me? So I like to start high. We can negotiate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Based on your budget. And if you don't like what I'm providing, by all means go to somebody else. Like I'm cool with that.
What do you think is a good price? What do you think
for
is
engineers? I think engineers minimum should be making $40 an hour.
$40.
Yes, I don't, and
like
that was
correctly.
I think that was a rate for engineers a while back, and then the music industry changed, and it became so. For engineers, it got really bad because now they weren't spending a lot of money on studio time. So the studios started paying engineers less. And I think that's where this cheap engineer price for this $10 and $15 an hour started happening. And now it's like people think that that's what no. Absolutely not. Because, I mean, I spent a lot of money on my education. You know what I'm saying? I spent over $40,000 on my education.
That's
so
what people don't understand.
And I sacrificed a lot. I sacrificed 2 years of my life in school, a year and a half in my internship. And every single day I'm perfecting this craft and I'm working on it. And the things that I know, you're not going to know unless you invested your time and money to get to know
and
it.
not only that,
you know what I'm saying?
You have a family as well.
Exactly.
So
I have bills to pay. I have
my
time. My time is valuable to me.
Yeah, that's what people don't really
So,
understand.
and I value my time. So therefore, I'm going to charge what I think is appropriate for me, for my skill set. And I'm going to tell you what I can do. I'm not going to promise you something I can't do. But whatever it is that I'm telling you I can do, I know that I can provide that, and I'm gonna give you the price that I think is fair. And if you think it's fair and you agree to pay it, then hey, we can do business and we can keep it moving. If not, you can find somebody else. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, like Jay-Z said, set your price and live your life.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that's real
I feel like exactly because he's gonna weed out a lot of shit.
Yeah, that's how you weed them out, man. Because a lot of people don't really understand, man. Like you gotta invest in whatever it is that you're trying to do.
And sometimes you're not only just paying for like the engineering, you're paying for everything. You're paying for the energy that I'm bringing.
But that's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
They're paying for the years you went to school.
Yeah, you're paying
all the tools you pay for.
You're paying for a lot because you're gonna get a lot. You're not just getting an engineer. You know what I'm saying? You're getting me.
Yeah. You get,
it's not just engineering.
Right.
You're getting
the skill I've been working on for like years.
You know,
for real, man.
And that's what you pay.
Sometimes you get what you pay for in life. I'm a true believer in that.
Real.
You know what I'm saying? If you want to go cheap, you're gonna get the cheap shit.
Right.
No, word up.
Like that's just how it works.
Because I feel like when I used to do the free shit, I just be like, okay, I get done with it. Whatever.
Exactly.
That's the thing though. I
Versus
can't do
somebody
that.
paying
I
me.
can't do that either.
It's like I got a different mindset. Like, oh shit, I gotta get this done. You know what I'm saying? About,
And I guess that's my curse right there, man. Like like everything I do, it doesn't matter how
Yeah,
much
I
I
feel
charge.
you.
Like I still gotta go
I
in.
still
like,
have
you know
to
what I mean?
represent myself in a certain
Yeah.
way.
And
'Cause
I
if somebody
get that
hears
too.
it,
So
if
that's the
somebody
thing that really
hears
messes
it,
with me sometimes. Like, damn,
Yeah.
like I charge $20. I never charge $20 for no video, but exactly.
Damn. I'm about to
Charge
Better
$20
not,
for
because I'm finna like about to go in on you.
Right,
You charge me
right.
$20 an hour. Don't
No,
get
no,
me
no.
started.
No. No, but I charge like you charge $20. Like, damn, I'm sitting here like going in, like picking it apart. Like
Right.
I just charge $1,000. You know what I mean? Because I don't know. I feel like I work hard and this is my baby. You feel me? So if I'm doing it, I'm gonna do it.
Regardless, yeah.
And if I say yes to doing it for you, no matter what I charge, like I'm gonna do
Do
it.
it.
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
what I'm
like that
saying?
too, because I'm really picky. Like, but that's why I don't take on everybody either.
True.
I feel
Some
it.
people don't respect that. Don't
I don't
respect
take
it.
on
respect
everybody.
this shit
They
at
don't
all,
respect
man.
it.
Because I feel like if I take on your project or if I'm working with you, I want to make sure that I can give you the best me. So I don't want it to be rushed. I don't want to be distracted. So I just don't take on everybody. I really don't. And I probably should work with more people, but I think right now I like it the way I'm doing it.
All right, that's what
And if it's working, it's working.
Yeah, I'm doing it my way.
it's
Exactly. Everything
working.
I've been doing so far, I've been doing it my way. Nobody ain't give me the
what's up.
blueprint. You know what I'm
created
saying?
it
I've been
yourself.
creating
man.
the pink print like Nikki.
feel
You
you.
feel
I
me?
feel you.
It's the pink print.
Real.
Oh yeah, the pink
You know
noise.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, thank you for the little plug.
Thank you.
You gotta put it in there, man.
Appreciate
Can
it.
you Red Bull?
Do you like tracking more or mixing?
I love tracking. I'm learning how to mix right now as far as I know how to do all the little tricks, but as far as training my ears, I'm still doing that.
Okay.
This room I love in particular.
Okay.
I like this room a lot for
It's a
that.
little bit more intimate.
It is, and it sounds really good too.
Yeah,
I love
it
this
is.
room.
Yeah.
But I'm still training my ears, and I'm really just focusing on mastering my tracking skills right now.
Okay.
So
Do you track a lot of like live instruments or is it more?
no, and actually I really enjoyed that when I went to school.
Okay.
But I don't get to do a lot of that here. We have an engineer here that's like live is like his thing, so he does a lot of that.
Yeah.
Right now, what I really enjoy in studio is I like hip hop and I like rap and all of that. So I enjoy that tracking.
Yeah. Okay.
And I love the way they work out here in Atlanta. I like the whole process out here, like the punch in, punch out. I like all of that because it's just a vibe, and everything is a vibe when you're working with these artists. So I love tracking.
Have you ever tracked live before?
Never.
Done it one time. I like that. I like it.
Never.
Live
track.
is
well, just
interesting.
I track, guitar. You know what I'm saying? Just live, live guitar. It's
a lot of fun, man.
I never mic'd up drums.
Now
I
that
don't
is
even really
dope.
know how to do all of that.
Really?
Yeah, I did the whole mic and
We
process.
should do something out here. We should do something here. We
I
should
would
get
love to do
somebody
it,
to
though.
play some drums for a production that you're doing.
Yeah.
Actually, we can work that. And we can
Okay.
work that up.
You know a lot of dope musicians?
Yeah.
Right, go live.
Word. Because I actually want to.
Even one of our engineers here, he's a dope ass drummer. Like
Word.
he did some drums on Sci-Hi Prince project, and yeah, we could track drums in that room. Like
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Hey, I tracked live one time, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm confident, man. I got it right. Drums, everything's
Oh, for
lined
real?
up. You know what I'm saying? But boy, I go in there talking about to mix this shit.
Yeah, see,
Man, I'm telling you, when I
but
went
it's
to
all
school-
about your proper
That
game
shit sound like
staging,
paper bag.
and recording it right,
Yeah, for real. 'Cause
and
when
the mic placements. It's a
It's
lot.
a science to this, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
it is,
so-
man.
Yeah,
'Cause I
I got
went
everything.
to-
So I'm like, yo, man, I'm looking at the wires and everything, the mics and the drum. I'm like, yo, this shit look good, bro. This shit about to sound so dope.
boy, trying to
Yeah.
mix drums because everything like when you track live drums, everything is bleeding.
Bleeding
Yes.
all
You
that
know what I'm
crazy.
saying?
Yes.
So you gotta really know how to you gotta really know how to mix
Yeah,
that
you-
shit, man.
You do, and also you fix it while you tracking.
Yeah.
Like so,
You gotta
everything.
be paying
That's
attention.
why that's when the board
Yeah.
comes in
Comes in,
handy, because
true.
that's when you can really do your EQing and make sure
Right.
every mic sounds the way you want it to sound, so that when you go back to the mix now, the instruments have a
Right.
a place to sit.
Do you see yourself like in the future maybe like having your own like big studio? When you're
I definitely want my own studio. That's
you gonna
always
have
been
it.
my goal. That was my goal 20 years ago when I started my my business. Because at that time the model for record labels was like you had your own studio, and I thought that was the way you had to go. But then I realized in order to run a studio, I had to know how to be an engineer.
Yeah, for sure.
So
So when you get your studio a couple years from now, what board you gonna put in there? What's the fact?
I'm definitely getting an SSL.
SSL.
I want $1 million. I want $1 million studio.
I feel
Period.
you.
Fact.
You feel me? So I want the big 94 channel SSL board. I want all the
Which
hardware.
board is this?
This is a SSL,
Okay.
so 48
48.
channel. Yeah.
So the big room over there, which one?
It's a 94.
94?
Yeah. But both of these
What
rooms
vehicle?
actually have the same sound because it has the same exact hardware and same setup and everything.
That's
so.
crazy. See, you can tell she be just putting in her work, man.
Oh yeah, man.
She
Pat
putting
ain't
work,
playing,
man.
man.
Nah.
Yeah,
What's the? It's a female producer in Atlanta. What's the girl name?
You talking about my sister Tasha Couture? Yeah,
She's-
fuck it up. Yes, that's
Shout
my
out to what's her name?
Tasha Couture. Shout out to Tasha Couture.
Yo, you're dope as fuck.
And
Word, I ain't
and
know.
let me tell y'all why she's so dope. Cause like I met Tasha a while back through some other situations.
Get on your own thing.
She definitely would. She'd love that.
Yeah,
And
she's
she
dope as fuck. Okay.
as another female in the industry out here, she's been the only person that has really been like so supportive of me and
That's dope.
like she's looked out for me in so many different ways. That's my sister right there. Shout out to Tasha Couture.
Shout
Well,
out.
that's one
I
thing
love
I
you,
would
sis.
say about Atlanta that I love about Atlanta. Like, if you really doing something and you serious
People
about
support
it,
you, bro.
they gonna fuck with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
They
I
will
feel
fuck with you.
that.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I hear that a lot about Atlanta music scene. People really do look out. Yeah, it's dope.
I love Atlanta. Like when I moved out here, my dream was to be working in the studio and doing all this. So I love it out here, and I plan on being in Atlanta for a very long time. So
Word.
y'all get familiar. You feel me?
Word up.
Cause
So we
going
from
nowhere.
originally.
I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York. I was born in New York.
Come on,
Yes.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? New York since 1979, and I'm really proud of that. Brooklyn, New York, to be exact.
BK.
Yep.
That's what's up.
40. Okay. I think I had an influence on Tyreek moving out here a little bit.
For real?
Him
I
and
think
Tyreek.
so too.
Well, nah, man, it was really
Just
Jackie,
a little
man.
bit. Oh yeah.
She, yeah, it was really. Cause I still, I
She's
probably
like,
still
no, it
did.
was me.
I
You
probably
get that man
still
his
did
royalty
in
check.
Vegas.
I said I had a
Like,
little
I'm the
bit.
reason
Yeah, you
he's
know,
here.
you know,
I had a little bit. I had a little bit.
Yeah, you definitely did. So you know, what I mean, everybody that's here, but I mean, I like it here, man. I'm starting to like it more and more.
That's
you know what I'm
dope.
saying? Now that I'm here, and like you said, it's about networking. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And getting to
Man,
know
I was
the right
glad they
people.
moved out here. I was like, yes. They
Got it.
Yeah.
Glenn actually had like this big
Yes.
vision in his head, like before, because he was like, "Yo, Tyreek, come out here, you do this, you do
Word,
that."
word.
He was like, "Yo, it's over."
And now look what
And
we
so,
That's what I'm
doing. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
So I'm glad you're here too.
So what's
Yeah,
your
I'm
personal
glad to be
influence to come out here? What you personally? What brought you out here?
Just you know, well, for one, we wanted to be closer to the family. Our family's in
Okay.
Ohio, and then you know, just the music scene out here, just as far as the whole black movement. You know what I'm saying? And as far as everything that's going on here with that, that was really it, man. That was really it. To be honest with you, I knew that if I came here, that you know I could network with some people because
No.
in Vegas, there's no music scene.
Yeah.
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
They're
I mean, it's a
trying, though.
melt.
I would
they're
have think
trying.
Vegas would have been the hot music scene. Bro.
It's not at
It's
all.
crazy.
You know, when you know Vegas entertainment is just that shit on the strip.
Strip
Right.
stuff.
You know,
That's it.
outside of that, it's like cowboys and Indians out there, man. You
You
know,
need to get some crazy artists and bring them out there and just like, all right.
Wait,
Yeah.
did you
Oh,
hear
that's-
that they're having a big festival out there November 1st through the 3rd?
In Vegas?
A big hip hop festival, 3 days, 3 big stages. Pretty much everybody that's lit in hip hop is like, it's gonna be like a Rolling Loud, but it's called something else out there
Okay.
in Vegas. So that might be a little opening to, you know.
I mean, it's got
some
a
more
lot of
stuff coming out
potential
there.
out there. It's a lot of potential in Vegas.
I mean, I know the real estate market is going crazy out
Oh yeah,
there.
especially right now. 'Cause,
Yeah, now they
you know,
building
that
that
stadium out
arena.
there.
Yeah, the stadium.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, who gonna be out there? Basketball?
L.A. What was it?
No. Who?
Yeah,
Yeah, the
Raiders.
football,
football team.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Oh,
was
that's gonna
just,
be in Vegas?
Yeah.
Sheesh.
yeah, I was just out there not that long
Shit, I know
ago,
that.
and one of my Uber drivers was telling me like
Oh yeah.
the condos and all that stuff is
shit.
going crazy.
Yeah, shit's
Wow.
going up too.
Yeah.
Because when we was there, it was Vegas is really cheap to live.
To live,
but it's
yeah.
going up now because of
Oh,
that.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then the legalization of marijuana.
Yeah, all the dispensaries, but I just don't know how people live there in the summertime. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's
hot
crazy.
as hell.
It's hot as
Sorry.
shit.
I flew out there. My flight came in at 11:30 at night. It was 112.
Oh yeah.
I was sick. I
Yeah,
was
it's
like,
hot.
what? And it's like there's no escape.
Yeah, you can't escape it.
There's no escape. And then I felt so bad for the people that work in the airport outside.
Oh yeah.
Like, how are they? That should be illegal. Like,
Right, for real.
like they
Too
need
hot
they
out
need
there,
something. They need extra pay.
Right. for
And
real.
they definitely need some kind of fans or cooling suits or something. Because
right.
how are they doing that shit?
it's-
like
it's
that's
hot out
crazy.
there. But you know, it's like 3 months out of the year is hot. You know what I mean? But after that, the weather
It gets cold.
It get a little chilly, especially at night. At night it get cold. Like the coldest experience was like 25.
Oh, that's cold.
That's cold.
Yeah.
You know, that's Midwest, East Coast type weather.
That's real winter.
Yeah.
I didn't know it get that
It
cold.
gets cold out there for real.
Is there any artist that you want to work with? Like, as far as been wanting to work that you haven't worked with yet?
Yeah, I want to work with Carlay, Thug's girl.
Carlay.
Young Thug's girl.
Okay.
His wifey. I think she's super dope. I definitely want to work with like Cardi B. I want to work with everybody as far as female like artists. All the female, I love what they're doing. In fact, shout out to Nicki Minaj. You know, she just dropped that Megatron, and I'm a Nicki fan. So shout out to her. Shout out to Cardi B. I'm a Cardi fan as well. I don't care if they beefing or not. I fucks with both of them. Cardi just won like album of the year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, for Invasion of Privacy, which was hard, and so. Yeah, I would love to someday work with like
I
the
think it was
greats
dope
like
how
Nicki.
Cardi, like how she just came in the game and just crushed shit. Like, for
Yeah,
real.
Cardi.
been
See,
going
you
there,
had
man.
you had to have
She
known
stayed
that.
consistent, like,
You had to have known that about her when you first saw her on Love and Hip Hop. If you ain't fall in love with her on Love and Hip Hop, like
It's her personality.
yeah, like how
She's
could
funny.
you not? And
She's a kid, yeah.
how can you not
She
know that
is.
she was gonna go hard? Like you had to know that that's just how she is. Even like when she step in the room, she step in that bitch
She
hard.
makes sure
like,
you notice something.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I fuck with Cardi. I love Cardi.
She got a vibe.
Her energy is
love her.
crazy. You can't front on her energy for
You have a
sure.
vibe.
Yeah, Cardi's dope.
So what advice would you give other female engineers?
Definitely for female engineers, find a engineer that you can work with that can teach you, and just like everything else, just keep it solid and stay true to yourself,
Yeah.
and have a plan, because these niggas out here will try to derail you. So have a plan, stay focused. Have a plan, stay focused, and definitely work with the engineer that's willing to teach you something, like for real, that can show you how to really do this shit.
Right.
You got to get under somebody's wing, and they got to show you this shit because it's real. And if you get it right, you good. Like
So have you been mixing any records or just most so just
I've
tracking?
I've been assisting some engineers, so I'll
right.
set up mix sessions for them. Like
Okay.
I'll do that sometimes in here.
Okay.
And I've watched a lot of dope mixing from like Ray C. I don't know if y'all familiar who Ray C
I
is.
heard of that
Yeah,
name.
I got to Google him. Ray C is
Oh,
super
you was telling
dope.
me about us about that.
He's
Yeah,
super
yeah.
dope, and I've got to assist him with his mixing and watch some of the processes.
Okay.
But the thing about mixing is really just about making the music come alive, making it move
Yeah.
properly, and
Right,
and having some creativity with that.
Yeah.
And a lot of these really dope engineers have specific things that they do, and so I've had a chance to like assist like Racy, who's really dope,
Okay.
and I've assisted like Vern, he's really dope. Who else have I sat in with the mixing here? Luther Banks, he's super dope.
Okay.
So I've got a chance to assist a lot, and I've seen the process a lot, and I do practice mix.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I'm not at all at mix engineer level just yet.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
okay.
I'm still learning.
Word. That's what's
when it
up.
comes
'Cause
to
it take. I mean,
never ended, man.
yeah. Because I mean, I've been
Never.
mixing. I would say for the past maybe 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
And it's still like I'm still learning. I still feel like I don't know shit. You know what
I
I'm
don't
saying?
know
I'm be
shit.
honest with you. I be
For
feeling
real,
like,
like,
especially
people
when I
always
get
tell me,
around
like, yo.
other engineers that
Yeah.
really and it's fat. See, that's one of my problems is I don't work fast.
You take your time.
I take
That's
my time
cool,
because I'm
though.
meticulous about shit.
That's
you know
cool
what I'm saying?
because some clients are okay with that. Like
Yeah,
they
yeah,
want you to take your time and dive into it. So
yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah, I'm real meticulous about shit, man. So I go in a straight geek mode when I'm doing
That's
shit.
good. That's actually a
I'm
good
talking
thing.
about it ain't sometimes it ain't because I feel like I don't get enough done.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I don't know. The quality be there.
Here, and that's what
I
that
mean,
matters. And the thing is, I think a lot of people think that you have to do a mix within a certain time frame.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
no.
yeah,
I mean, of course, in a studio environment, they might book a certain amount of time. You got to get it done or whatever. And you can possibly do that. But what I've seen a lot of the dope mix engineers do is they might pre-mix, and then when they come into the studio,
Just on their
finalize
own
the
time.
mix and
Right,
stuff.
right.
So, you know, you just have to learn how to manage your own time when it comes to that, I think, and take whatever time you think is necessary.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
I
can't
think-
mix with clients in
I
the
think a
studio
lot of
with me,
people
bro.
get caught up
I
in
feel
their
you.
pride as far as
I just can't do it.
far as
Right.
asking questions. Like I feel as though like you should never be get that pride off you. Like don't have your pride like. But you can't ask somebody a question like learn about something. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
Like,
That's
don't-
that humility. Like people just don't understand how important it is.
That's
that
what I'm
is in
saying.
life.
Yeah. Like I would never be like, I don't care if I don't know something, I'm gonna ask somebody.
Oh,
Like, I
yeah.
don't know.
You better ask.
I don't know.
I learned that, especially here, like being an intern, because it's like it just takes one mistake for you to fuck up and your whole
Ruin
opportunity's
everything.
out the door.
Just like that.
And it's like a lot of people don't understand that there's nothing wrong with asking a question.
Oh,
If
yeah,
you don't
for
know
sure.
something, ask. And I think I did a lot of that. I asked so much questions. And I'm type like I take notes.
Oh yeah.
So
true.
you ain't got to tell me twice. I'm
Right,
gonna
right.
document and
Shit,
notate
I
it.
fuck around and record your ass.
You know what I'm saying? So I think, it's, and you can never stop learning. So it's like you
Yeah.
better ask questions. I don't
Yeah.
know. You better ask.
Real.
Cause it's like if it's something got to do with music, I'm calling him up or him up. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever. Like yo, Tyreek, yo, blah blah blah. G.
It's a never-ending cycle,
It's a
man.
never-ending
It's
cycle,
always
man.
growing, always evolving.
I get even tomorrow.
always
We like FaceTime. Yo, G.
Right.
G be like, yo, put your phone up to the.
I know. Yeah.
Y'all be
Yeah, I
doing
can't see that.
troubleshooting
Put your phone up to the screen, man.
FaceTime?
G be like, okay.
One thing that I've been
Put
wanting to
that
tell you
little
is,
thing
bro,
down.
you the
Right,
worst.
right,
Hey,
right,
hold on.
right.
Bro, you the worst at holding your phone at the screen. I'll be like, yo, Glenn, put it on the screen. Glenn's like this. I'm like, bro.
Screen ain't nowhere over there.
Right.
Yeah, man.
That's funny.
But it's dope, though, man. This is, working together like that. It's
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
fine,
yeah,
man.
man.
Just learning from each other,
Mhm.
It's a blessing, man. We got people you can actually
Yeah.
Go,
do
yeah, that
way.
you can go to.
You know what I mean?
And that actually like care about what you're doing.
Mhm.
It's dope. It's dope vibe.
Like when you said earlier, like you said, men, they try to hold like secrets to women, but men do that to men too.
I guess they
Oh, a
do.
lot.
Man,
I think I just take it personal because I'm a
it's
woman.
they do that to men too. It's like when. It's like they
It's a
just
secret
want to
pact,
keep
bro.
everything. I'm like, man, listen, but like you said,
Just a
OG,
drum and a snare, bro.
if I give you, I
Right.
can give you my whole library of sounds, drums, whatever. But not to say that what I'm gonna do is better, but we're not gonna do the same.
Never.
things.
You can't do
You know
the
what I'm
same.
saying? You
Bro, I
can take the
promise
same
you,
drums and sounds and samples, and create something. But what I create is gonna be totally different.
Exactly.
You know,
If you have a
might-
2 terabyte hard drive and bring it to my house, I dump everything off my shit and give it to you.
I do
bro.
that to
Take
everybody.
it.
I do that to
Yeah.
everybody I
Have
know.
it.
Like crazy, my native instrument account. I don't get everybody this shit.
Oh,
For my,
yeah. I feel
like
you.
if I'm working with you and like
Yeah.
my homegirl,
I
like
do
she a
the same.
producer, I'm like, yo, get these sounds, like you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, like
Because I'm anxious to hear what you do.
yeah. Well,
with
let
it.
me see what you can do.
Yeah, that's why I'll be giving up. Like, man, I don't care about no damn sounds.
It's like, hey, bro, what's that sound you put in your beat? I can't really tell you, bro. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
that's
saying?
what I'm
That's that
saying.
secret shit, bro.
Right.
Did you create it? Nah, man, it's a plug, man. I can't tell you what plug you
Right.
came from.
Probably
Right.
using a loop for the whole
Exactly.
bass
Probably
line. Like, get
downloaded
out of
it
here.
from
Get out of here.
Sounds.com.
But yeah, man, we here.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Great vibe, you know what I mean? Life Gemz.
Yep. That's what's
Yo,
up.
so I have some pink gems I want to drop on y'all. This is Life Gems, right? And y'all been dropping gems. Like, for as long as I've known Glenn has always been like that plug. Like, he always knows how to put things together
Yeah, he
and put
do.
people together.
Super
Yeah.
crazy with that.
When I first met you, you gave me like hella good gems as far as like for, my process, finishing school and
Word.
interning in engineering.
Mhm.
And then since I've met you, you've been willing to give me some gems. We just ain't got together just
You
yet.
gonna get up.
So
You'll
I
get
want to
'em.
drop some pink. I want to drop some pink gems on y'all. So like, I know this is what y'all second episode.
Well, actually, we
Really
did.
like a third,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
you know
I
what I'm
think,
saying?
I think
Yeah.
we scratched the second one because we.
Well, I
We
need
gotta
to see,
redo that one, man.
I
You know
want
what
to see
I'm
the
saying?
second one. So what? See,
I mean,
that's
it's
the,
still dope.
that's
It was,
the growth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
don't
yeah.
drop it. Don't scratch it.
No, we're not. Yeah, go put
Did
it.
you
Use
edit
it
it?
because it's like
I
Oh.
kind of did edit it. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Yeah, I was talking to Glenn the other day. I was like, oh, you must not like the second one because he ain't said
never
nothing
came
about
out.
I don't want to say I don't like it. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
We're just kind of like going back and listening to it. You know what I mean? It was
Yeah.
more like it just wasn't flowing. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
okay.
it
I
wasn't
feel you.
flowing.
Obviously, because we didn't communicate as far with
Yeah.
because with my
Yeah.
pops in the episode, we gotta communicate.
Oh,
But I still want to put it out though.
I think you should
Let's
put
put
it
it out.
out
We'll put it
I
out.
want to see.
because it's like it's progress. Like, I mean,
I think
it
we
show-
should redo it.
I think that too.
Yeah,
I
I
was
think we
thinking
should
that.
do it.
just
I was
do
thinking
another
that.
one. Don't
That's
redo
what-
it. Just do another one. Still keep that
No,
one.
we're not
No, we
getting
gonna
rid
keep
of it.
it.
I ain't
Yeah, I'm
getting rid
saying
of it.
just
We
redo
keeping
it, yeah.
Just
Yeah,
redo it. Yeah.
I mean, them going file like the.
Can't
Okay,
think
this is
about
where we started.
Okay.
It was a crazy episode,
now.
man. You know, my pops,
Right,
my
right.
pops was telling the story. But I'm like, bro, I hope y'all got about 50 years.
Right.
It was gonna be a long one.
So I
We
came
did
with my
2
mama,
episodes in
and
one
I started
day.
Oh,
crying.
for real?
Yeah, we did 2.
Yeah, man, he was like, yeah, I got
the
up my
first
mom,
one was just
and I started crying, you know, and she picked me up and shake me, you know, so he put me back down.
yeah,
I'm like,
right.
"Alright,
He
bro,
was
get
going
ready."
back.
But no,
He was going in.
But it was definitely dope.
But it was dope, though. It was dope.
Dropped
It
some
was
gems,
dope.
His
though.
dad, as far as the transition from Jamaica to over here, well, you can tell. I can see now where he gets
All of that.
It's
man.
easy.
Yeah, for sure. Man.
That's dope.
influence
Then.
from.
I want to see that.
Yeah,
one.
all right, we're gonna put it. We should put it out. We should
Put
put
it
the
out.
second one out. The second one was recorded. Put it out.
Yeah, the second
Put
one,
it out.
for
Don't
sure,
not
the
put
second
it
one.
out. I don't care what y'all do. Don't not put
We
it
gotta
out.
go. We gotta go. Got to go.
Because you know what? Like, that's timeless. And then you can always go back, like, and you'll be able to see, like, first
Progression.
episode,
Yeah,
second
the
episode,
growth.
third
Yeah.
episode. You know what I'm saying? I think that's dope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, I do have a question for you, though, because I want you to expand a little bit more, like, and I don't know if you told everybody, like, what you do, because I think what you do is really dope, and I feel like you could probably, like, definitely give them some gems as far as, like, your experience with native instruments and all of that, because I think it's dope for the producers.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Well,
forgot. No, my bad.
Still recording? Just make sure we get this. Sorry.
Yes.
Let me make sure we get this.
We
Go
got
ahead.
a celebrity right here.
Make sure we
Yeah,
get
like,
this.
because I mean, y'all been asking me all the questions, but I feel like I need to get some more information out of you while I'm
this
sitting
guy
here.
right. This guy,
mean-
man.
Man, I appreciate that, man. You know, I produce music, but lately I've been like on the sound design tip. So I do sound design for native instruments. I have done some like loop packs for the machine. Created instruments in the machine. Countless, like, well, not countless, a few expansion packs for them.
Okay.
But now I'm one of the partners on sounds.com. So
Well, congratulations
I
on
appreciate that.
That's
Appreciate
really
it.
dope.
It's been a real dope journey, and I actually love it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I haven't really been making any tracks. I've just been basically coming up with loops, and to me, it's helping me come up with better melodies. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? So because I'm really focusing on just melodies, period, and it's helping me actually create better tracks. You know what I'm saying?
That's
But
dope. That's really
Not to
dope.
cut you off, but can you name some of the people like who you worked with before? Like that.
Some of the
that
people
were
I
over?
work with?
Like like you know.
Drop them names.
There's
homie.
some names and drop a little name.
Right, I really ain't
Tell
worked
the
with
people
nobody
like that
real
we messing
major.
with.
I really haven't really worked with anybody like major.
Okay.
Well, I
Like,
know
it's
when
just
you
been-
came. I know when you first came out here to Atlanta, and you was at the Native Instrument event here at Patchwork Studio, which we actually host every A3C weekend. You was out here, like you was on the official guest list
That's what I'm
from
saying.
the people of Native Instruments. Like,
That's
you know
dope.
what I'm saying? So I know that, like, whatever you're
It's
doing.
good to have
so-
celebrity
'cause
friends, you know
their-
what I'm saying?
their official guest list was like not that many people.
Yeah.
It was really just the people that really contributed to
And
the
to be
sound,
honest with you,
so.
that's because of the relationship that I have with
Relationships.
Justin Myrax.
Okay.
He was the supply chain manager for him, and now Sounds.com is his thing.
That's dope.
And
Okay.
I've been knowing Justin Myrax for the last 8-9 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I built a pretty good relationship with him, and he's the one that actually introduced me to just being a part of Native Instruments back then. So I've been working with Native Instruments probably for about 6-7 years.
That's really dope.
It's been a dope journey working with Native Instruments. They're a real cool company, man. So when I go to the events, you know, I've been establishing relationships with other people that works for them. And you know, when I go to the NAMM shows, people be like, Tariq Ali, you know, saying that it's like they know my name.
They
I'm like,
recognize
okay,
you.
Yeah, because I've been a supplier for them since day one, and you know, my sounds do pretty good. And I don't really have a huge library, but you know,
Bro,
I'm
you
steady.
stay trending on that damn
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
man.
I try
Always
to,
in the
man.
spotlight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
try to,
Dope.
man.
Well, I
Dope
love
sounds.
Native Instruments because, like, I have the complete 11 and everything.
Oh,
and
yeah, completely
one
dope.
of the pieces of equipment that I really want is the keyboard.
Oh yeah.
I really want that. I
Yeah,
think that would
keyboard
help
is
me a
dope.
lot with my production, but
That keyboard is dope.
it's super expensive too. So
Yeah, I used to own one of them, bro.
I gotta save up
I don't
for
know
that.
where it's at.
You had one?
Yeah, like the one with the lights and the screen.
Yeah.
I don't know where. I'm just trying to think, like, yo, where that keyboard at?
How you lose the keyboard?
I don't fucking know.
God.
I want one of
PG.
those. I want that S. I think it's like the
I don't know how I
S49
lose,
or
bro. I don't
something.
know, bro. And it was a 49 key. How do you lose a 49
Yeah,
key?
that's the one I
Keyboard's
want.
important.
How did you lose that? Because I could have been using that
I
right
can see
now.
you losing
G.
the.
Like, I'm mad, bro. Like, that
Damn.
keyboard was so
hold
fire,
up,
too.
You bought it
Yeah, I bought it.
and you.
You took it somewhere.
But it just came out. Like, you want 2 screens on there?
Yeah. And the keys light up according to
Yeah.
the colors.
And you don't have it.
I don't know where it's at.
Hold on, is that the one you just had recently?
No, not that.
Oh,
I'm trying to think, because when I moved to West Village, I'm like, It's probably fill out the truck and been too.
Damn.
You sure? Wait, did you hire a moving company? You sure they ain't take
How
your
the
keyboard?
fuck do you lose that keyboard? Cause that shit is like
That's the reason why I don't have one yet.
That's
Because
crazy,
it's super
bro.
freaking. We have one downstairs in our production.
It still bothers me
lab.
to
It's
this
super
day.
expensive.
Cause it's like a mystery. You know what I mean? Like, how do you lose a 49 key keyboard?
I was gonna get it, but the reason why I didn't get it because I feel like the machine does everything that it does. It just don't have.
I don't know how to use machine. I gotta learn how to use that. The machine jam.
Oh,
Now,
I don't know how to use it, Jam.
I got a question for y'all right quick. As far as for producing, as far as plugins, like what advice would y'all give people as far as looking for plugins? Should they look for a whole bunch of plugins?
I would
just
say
stick to like one plugin.
I would say learn whatever plugins you got in your DAW first.
Right.
If you don't know anything about third party plugins, just learn the basic plugins that you have that come with Pro Tools or FLs. Learn those first.
Yeah, don't get caught up in having like 100 button plugins.
Because it's pointless. It's really pointless. Because you're not gonna use them.
You're not gonna use them.
You're just taking up space on your.
Right in 2013.
Everybody thinks like, oh, if I buy this Need plugin, then my music is gonna like.
If you don't even know how to use the.
If you don't know how to use the compressor, you don't know how to use the Need. You know
exactly. It doesn't make sense.
I would say about 2013, 14. And I was going crazy, just always want new shit, bro. My plugin list was like this long.
Yeah.
And every time I make a beat, I go to the same.
Right. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
But for some odd reason, I be on YouTube and see like an advertisement. This new plugin, where you drop?
I'm not gonna lie.
Right,
I've recently gotten a bunch of new plugins. Right.
Never use it.
But
what you get?
So I got some stuff off of Plugin Alliance.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, one of my mentors put me onto that, and
I never
dope free plugins on there.
They got something called the Black Box.
Oh, okay. I never heard of that.
But yeah, they got Plugin Alliance is pretty dope, and they got a whole bunch of free stuff. So I got like 6 free plugins, and then a couple of other plugins. But I honestly haven't used them just as yet. But the thing about plugins is, and I've heard this from other engineers too, it's like an addiction.
It's an addiction.
It is, man.
So that's why I having a whole bunch of them, I realized that it's not even about you. Sometimes I feel like engineers that's their crack.
Oh,
it's just cool crack. Though,
right? It's your crack.
It is my crack.
I'm trying to stay off that drug because it's expensive.
It's the same thing with the video side too.
And it's distracting.
Like you said, you get a whole bunch of transition, but you go back using the same
one. Right?
And sometimes I feel like it's dope too. Like you got an engineer come to your crib, be like, yeah, man, look at my plugins list, dog. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna be honest with you.
I think it's an addiction. I'm trying to stay away from it because my addiction right now is gear. Like I want to get rid of my monitors. I want new like I love new shit.
Just music. I think
whatever the new shit is out, that's what I want.
I want every fucking thing.
You can't get away from it. I think it comes in the territory.
I want everything.
My problem is like that's what I want, and I'll buy something today, and then next week the upgrade will come out, and I want the new one.
Yeah,
I don't care.
I don't care.
So that's me, and I know that my addiction is gear. So I try to stay away from the plugins, and right now I just been using the stuff that came with my UAD.
Oh yeah, you can't go wrong.
You know so you have all the UAD plugins and stuff?
I not all of them. I have the Manly Box, which is I'm using that as the preamp and compressor coming in to the UAD, and I'm printing it in Pro Tools like that, so it sounds good.
It sounds real good.
I like that. And then on Pro Tools, I've been just pretty much I like the standard H-Verb and H-Delay. Because I have all the Waves plugins, so I use H-Verb and H-Delay, and I still use D-Verb.
I've never tried the H-Verb actually.
That Pro Tools D-Verb, it's
old school.
But it works. I love it.
That's a classic.
So I'm cool with that. I'm real basic and simple, but I have the Waves like unlimited.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like it's a problem, and I realize that. So I'm staying away from plugins.
Oh yeah.
So y'all don't talk to me about no more plugins. Don't be like, yo,
I got one plugin I want to recommend.
See, every
I got one
engineer
plugin I want to
does
recommend.
You have to have
every engineer does this. Let me tell you about this one plugin you need.
The RC20 by XLN Audio.
RC20.
What's that? What is it?
It's an RC20. It's like basically it turns your sounds. You can make your sound like old records.
So basically it's like a tape.
It's like a tape, but it's got like 4 or 5 channels.
Is it from Isotope?
Okay.
It's from XLN Audio.
XL.
Because I know Isotope have one of them.
It's like
I got the one from UAD. The
Yeah,
oxidized
it's
tape.
so dope. I use it on everything.
Okay, well that I know for a fact
RC20?
that tape sound is
RC20,
one of the
RC20.
tricks that a lot of the dope.
Oh man, I'm
They
telling you, it's got the
they
dopest.
run it. They run it back through tape. I've seen that personally in mix sessions.
I mean,
and
it just makes
it gives
your-
that
Give it a
warmth
vibe.
to
Yeah,
it
it
and
makes
make
your
it
shit
sound like if
sound-
it was really recorded in a
It
studio.
do.
If it was done in the box. So
It sounds so
I'll
good,
check that
man.
out.
Because I mean, you know, a lot of these sounds they too computerized.
Exactly.
Super clean
And
and
it
that's
just-
what that
it
tape
just-
does.
sound like
Yeah.
robotic.
See, like I said, I'm still learning to mix. So all of that's really the mixing stage.
Right.
You know, and so I don't get to use none of that while I'm tracking.
Right.
But I can play around with something like that with my little fake mixes I got going on
She
at
said
home.
fake mix.
So what's your favorite plugins right now? That's
My
you.
favorite, the H delay, H
delay?
verb, because like I said, I'm the manly box.
And I
sorry.
never used that. I'm about to go home.
That's
That
my
manly.
favorite right now, because actually it just sounds
manly.
what
so
it do to you?
dope.
What it do? Like just like
It's a preamp
it's a preamp
and a compressor and a de-esser.
and it comes with the
Well,
UAD.
I got it with my UAD because I just bought that new one. I don't know, but it's
You got
dope.
the newer one too, right?
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
it.
so
got
then
it.
you have it.
You got it.
It's really dope, and you use it on the track in Council.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And
You know, it's
when
I
you
just started
record it,
using that.
it comes through Pro Tools, so you can monitor through Council, like you can hear it
Yeah.
on your headphones.
You'll be surprised how many people that have, like, damn, what's his name?
Apollo?
The Apollos, and don't use the UAD plugin.
AKA
so
me.
dope. They're so
AKA
dope.
me.
What the
You just put me in the
And,
game.
and they got a reverb. They got this plate reverb that I've been using just to monitor.
Which one? The,
Is it the R
It's the one that comes
Not
with
the
it.
R Is it
oh yeah.
It's the one that
Oh,
come
okay.
with it. I don't know. It's the free reverb that comes with
Is
it.
it like the gray interface with all the different?
No, you talking about the Lexicon?
No, not lexicon.
Oh.
I know there's a reverb that comes with the UAD that I use a lot. I can't think
Yes.
of the name right now.
It's
I
the
never
free
seen
one, and if I guess it's the same one, but that sounds super dope. It's a plate reverb. That sounds
Yeah,
dope,
it's
and
dope.
I only use it to monitor in the headphones. So I don't use that when I'm printing.
Right.
I mean, this is for all three of y'all, basically. Like, what kind of advice would
Oh,
y'all
sure, y'all.
give artists as far as, like, you know, getting the music mixed down and mastered? Like, you know, like
Get it done professionally.
Somebody try to take the cheap route and
Get it done professionally. Yes.
Yeah, that's
Get it
right.
done
The
professionally.
cheap shit is
Yeah.
it's not worth it.
And record it. You get a good recording first. You
That's
know what I'm
that's
saying?
important.
Record
Good
your shit
recording.
right.
Yeah,
you
a
know,
clean
don't
sound.
don't try to don't have a bunch of number one don't record it all distorted. You know, just make sure you recording. You know, everybody don't have treated rooms. I would just say record it as clean as you can.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because the engineer can't
do
fix trash for real.
And please do not put your microphone next to the AC unit, dog.
Right.
Or turn the,
Turn the
air
AC
conditioning
off.
Turn
Just sweat a little
unplug
bit.
your refrigerator.
I turn my monitors off. You know what I'm
Everything.
saying? I
Everything.
turn
Some,
off the
certain
AC.
lights you have to turn
Yeah,
certain
you gotta
lights
turn that
off
shit off because that's gonna
because the
really
microphones, condenser microphones, will pick up everything.
Everything.
That's new.
Every single thing.
That's new.
So
Light.
Yeah.
Like the sound from the light. Oh,
Bro, I turn the monitors. I turn
because
the
you pick up
monitors
all of
off
that stuff.
because you know my monitors be buzzing and shit.
What mic you use
What
right
kind-
now?
I got the man. I use it's a damn. What kind of mic is this shit? I'm tired, bro. What the name is this damn mic?
I guess it's time to
I've been
wrap it
having
up.
this shit. Yeah, I know, right? It's a Sterling audio.
Sterling audio. I love
Sterling
Sterling.
audio.
It sounds clean though. It's a
Yeah,
clean
he's
mic,
good
man.
right
but
now.
as far as
You
like
like that, baby?
I don't like it.
like a
I
new
think it's
artist,
too-
like
I
a
think
new
on the top
artist in
end
the
is a little
game,
bit
Too bright.
what kind of
It's too bright.
I don't know. I don't like that.
if it's a startup kit, like
I like
you
Sterling
advise
audio.
somebody to have.
That's one of my
I've
first
never messed with
microphones.
that.
Startup
Never
kit
messed with them?
Yeah.
for artists.
Yeah, like, you know, like they
need
looking
to
to
know
get
them, man.
equipment. You know,
Oh.
like what kind of
Shit,
what would you advise
nowadays.
like a startup kit for somebody to get? Like, you
Startup
know,
kit?
because I know a lot of people probably thinking they got to get a whole bunch of expensive ass equipment.
You do.
and shit.
You. I mean, legit to
Get a
get you
laptop.
to get you a laptop, Pro Tools,
Pro Tools.
an interface mic,
Mm-hmm.
and some monitors. You're looking at least $5,000 to $6,000. So you gotta just budget for like around that amount, I think, to get a fair, decent laptop, an interface, a mic. You still gotta buy a mic stand. You gotta buy cords, all that stuff. So say about roughly like $5,000, maybe more than that. Shoot, I might be underballing it. Maybe more
Yeah,
like
don't get them cheap. Don't
$6,500.
get them cheap cables either. Get you some monster cables.
Yes, or some Mogami
cables. Don't
because
get
all of
them-
that matters with your
Oh
sound
man,
when it's
that
not
shit
grounded right.
matters. I didn't know that
Yeah,
until.
especially with your monitors.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Coming into your
Yeah.
interface.
I really
yeah.
need to get like a what is those? Like, cause my power is not. I need to get a
conditioner?
conditioner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I know I find out a lot of artists now is finding, you know, getting stuff for home, like bedroom shit. They don't
Bedroom
know
studios.
Yes, and they don't have no clue of
what to do,
Yeah.
then they shouldn't be buying any of this stuff.
So say if you're going out, right?
Because you won't waste a lot of money.
If you as a new you want to get into music, engineer, whatever, artist, and you're going out to buy, what piece of gear would you say? Look, focus on this.
As an artist, I think that
make sure you get
I mean, here's the thing: if you don't know how to use Pro Tools, you can just start off with Pro Tools first.
Please don't.
I mean, if you're an artist and you're just doing reference tracks.
Yeah.
Get your Pro Tools first. You don't gotta go all in. You don't gotta go all in. You know what I'm saying? Get Pro Tools first. Get you like a little Focusrite and a little cheap microphone. You don't really need to spend. Don't go buy all this fancy shit you don't know how to use because it's gonna be a waste of money. And then you're gonna end up still coming to a studio paying to get recorded. So
this is my question: why do studios still use Pro Tools?
Pro Tools is ultimately the best sound quality for recording for DAWs. Okay. Like out of all the DAWs, Pro Tools is the highest quality sound that you're gonna get. That's why they use it in every studio. That's why it's the staple for audio in both film and music.
Okay.
I'm a Pro Tools guy. Period.
Really?
Pro Tools, Pro Tools. I can't.
So
track
you
with
think
nothing
the
else.
sound is better as far as?
But everybody gets to that. Like I love Pro Tools. I've been using Pro Tools since I started, but for some odd reason, I feel like Logic sound a little better. Dog.
Not for production though. I mean, you can you can do production in Pro Tools. I mean, you can.
That's a headache, bro.
It's really not. It's really
that's
not.
A headache,
Pro Tools is not that hard to do production or
man.
to do MIDI or whatever. But
I tried.
Sound wise, recording through Logic, Ableton, and Pro Tools. You would think that you think that Logic has a better sound.
I think Logic has a bigger sound.
Bigger?
I think it sounds more bigger. It sounds more
tracking.
But for tracking, do you think it's more efficient?
I'm really not a tracking.
See, and that's what I think. I think when it comes to the two, because like I'm not a producer.
Okay, yeah.
So for production, I could see how
Logic.
You guys, if you're producing in Logic,
because it's really for production.
Your ears are actually going to be hearing it differently anyway, because you're doing a production yourself, so you're going to hear it completely different. But I think as far as professional audio engineering and just the sound for the actual audio, Pro Tools is going to give you the best sound quality. That's why they use it in film and music.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's something with the way they.
You say hate Pro Tools?
Everybody hates Pro Tools until you actually
I feel like until
you start using it.
That's what I started first.
Hey man,
and you hate it. I love Pro Tools.
Avid, if you're listening to this, Pro Tools
man,
need a
Pro Tools.
No, I like it. Don't need a facelift.
It's a little darker, man.
You know what?
You can't even change the color.
I will agree. I will agree on that because like even with like Ableton, you can change your skin colors or whatever. I like Ableton too, but Pro Tools is still like, I feel like it still just has a very professional look about it.
Pro Tools is like the Apple of music.
It is, and I kind of like that about it because it still looks very technical and it still looks very, you know.
Even I'm talking about
like you have to know what you're doing when you.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm talking about facelift. If they change, I'd probably be mad as hell.
Right, because you wouldn't know where nothing at. You'd be like, what is going on?
Like I just feel like Pro Tools is just behind on certain shit.
On which things?
They don't have an autosave.
Autosave for what?
Like if you tracking or whatever, recording, and the system
it does.
crash.
It does. You can actually set. You can set your backups. You can set your backups to as many. You can back it up every minute. Of course, that's gonna take hella space on your computer. Right. Most computers are set to back up every 5 minutes. So you always once you're saving, and if you're not saving. Then that's on you, period. But there's different tricks you can do. Like you can toggle back and forth between the mix and the edit window, and you automatically get a save at that point too. So you can incorporate that into your session just to save, just so that if you forget to save, if you just every now and then toggle back and forth.
You actually
that's
see the backup.
That's save up there. That's a save right there. So that's that's a little pink gem. It's an Avid trick, but it's a little pink gem. Y'all can have.
But for real though, man, come on. Put the save up in there for real.
Nah, it gotta back up. Look, y'all ain't gonna talk bad about Pro Tools because that's what we use here at Patchwork. And
every major studio they use it. They got it.
Nah,
it's almost like if you have a studio and you walk in there and be like, we use Logic. Walking out, bro.
But I've heard some good music on Logic that people have made at home that I thought was super dope.
Logic is fine.
Yeah.
I think I fell in love with Logic because it was the first DAW that I started using that you can make beats in as far
And
as
record.
and mix, yeah, do
And mix
everything.
and
I was like,
everything.
oh, this is the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I can do all of this and this. I was like, oh.
And you don't like producing in Pro Tools though?
I never.
Bro,
I don't know any
I
producer
tried
that
one
produces
time,
in
bro.
Pro
Never
Tools.
produced in Pro.
Bro, I was like trying to get the MIDI like to be on beat. I'm like,
I wouldn't even
cannot
know where to
quantize this
begin.
shit.
I wouldn't even know where to
Yes, you
begin
can
to
quantize.
fucking do some shit.
Quantize don't work properly.
Okay. I
I
can't
wouldn't
argue
even-
because I've not done it.
I mean,
I'm
just
still
maybe
waiting.
I'm just tripping.
I'm still trying to learn how to use Fruity Loops. I know how to use Ableton, but I'm still trying to learn how to use Fruity Loops. So
So out of all the gems we've been talking about throughout this, what's the number one advice you probably the biggest advice you give an up and coming engineer? Anybody, female, that's trying to get into the game and
Be patient.
intern.
Intern.
Find you a studio.
Be patient.
Intern and learn
And be patient, man.
and be patient. This is not, everybody
Takes
want to
time.
come out of school and they want to be in the studio recording
Oh, yeah.
somebody, and that's cool and all. But intern and learn from the people that are already doing it,
Yeah.
because that's where you're gonna get your best experience. So I would say intern, and put your time in, because that's where you get the real gems. That's where you get the real life gems for engineers.
And you gotta clean them toilets.
Yeah, you gotta clean the
You gotta- you know
studio.
what I'm saying? You gotta
You gotta
clean
do
the
the
toilets.
food runs.
You gotta go get the cookies.
Yep, you gotta deal with
know what I'm
the
saying? You gotta deal
rude
with the rudeness.
clients, all of that.
You might get cussed out.
You're gonna get cussed out. It's guaranteed
Yeah.
somebody's gonna cuss you out about something. I mean, I ain't never got cussed out, but
I know you ain't gonna go for that. She ain't going for that.
nah, I just do what I do
You do what you gotta
good.
do,
I
for
do what
real.
I gotta do, so they don't really have no complaints.
You sweeping the floor, be the best floor sweeper
Yes.
in
See,
the
my
room,
my
period.
goal when I started interning here was to be the best intern. And it wasn't about being the best female. It wasn't about. First of all, there was 2 other females in front of me.
Really?
Yeah,
So I didn't even think I would be like the first one to come off the list and be
that's
staff
dope,
engineer. I just knew I wanted to be the best intern in the building.
That's dope.
Period. And that was my goal. And that's how I was able to learn, because the other engineers were like, yo, okay, she do this, she do that. You want to sit in? Like, hell yeah, I want to sit in. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you earn your right to get in sessions, is by how good you do the shit as far as the basic stuff about maintaining the building and interning and learning. So
gotcha.
It all comes down to how bad do you want it, man.
so you want to
Yeah,
be a dope
sure.
engineer intern.
Boom. What
But
about
yeah.
you, G?
What about me? What?
Any advice?
Oh yeah, man. Be patient
Be patient, man.
and work. Just keep going. You know what I mean? Just keep working. You know what I mean? Every chance you get, do what you gotta do.
Tariq?
Yeah, pretty much the same, man. Like it's not like an overnight thing. It takes years of sacrificing time, money. You gotta invest. You just really have to. If this is something that you really want to do, you gotta be able to
Thanks.
just gotta have thick skin in this business, man. Because if you don't, shit, you ain't gonna survive, man. So I would say, yeah, definitely be patient. Be patient, man, and don't be scared to try different things, because your path that you looking at might not even be the path that you're gonna go down eventually. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta just be open minded to trying new stuff. Don't just be so close minded to where, oh, I just want to do this, but you never know what this opportunity may lead to if you go this way. So I would say stay open minded. Always be humble and ask questions.
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
So what you got for the videographer, them, man?
My thing is, that's for anything.
Anything
My biggest
like-
thing is just believe it to achieve it.
Yeah.
Facts.
For real. Like, if you believe it, you can achieve it, man. So,
Yeah.
and like I said, God has shown me some amazing things since I've been down here. Like, I had no idea I think I'd be doing right now. So, I just like I said, just believe to achieve it. And you can do it, man. Just stay at it, man, and just keep going. Don't quit. Don't let nobody tell you like you can't do it. It can be done.
Like Nipsey said, 10 toes down, man.
Straight
Right.
up,
For real.
straight up and down. And that's my life, Gemz.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
Bam.
Hey, man.
that was dope.
Thanks for tuning in. Amazing.
Wait.
By the way,
let me-
shout out to the social media and all that good stuff.
Yeah. So
sure-
where we at?
Make sure y'all follow me. It's Pink Noise
Pink
ATL.
Noise. Y'all see
Pink
it?
Noise
Oh,
and
yeah.
Co. is the company. Pink Noise ATL at gmail.com. Holla at me. You can reach out to me on there, as well as Pink Noise ATL on Instagram. Y'all can go ahead and follow me on IG.
You can find me on Instagram. It's OG Vibe, OGVYBE, all across the board. Or you can just go ahead and Google me. Odan Gibson.
Yep.
Was joking.
Tariq Ali.
Just
You
wanna
can
put
catch
it in
me
a
on
little bit.
Instagram, Tariq Ali Music, at Tariq Ali Music. If you want to check out some of my sounds on sounds.com, go to sounds.com and type Tariq Ali and check it out, man.
We in there.
And y'all can find me at Glendale Films, Instagram. Email GlendaleFilms15@gmail.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man.
We got to say Life Gym Podcast.
Oh, yeah.
We got to go to
yeah.
at Life Gyms Podcast, LIFEGEMZ Podcast on Instagram. And
if y'all have any questions, y'all email us there or DM us at Gmail.
Yeah.
And if y'all looking for
tasted-
a dope female engineer for your female artists out here in the
sure.
ATL, I'll make sure y'all holler at you.
Yep. So this is a wrap.
Blessed day, blessed
Thank
night.
y'all for
whatever.
coming out,
Peace.
hanging out with us.
Boom.